Hi, I'm Ragini. I'm from India and I'm in my senior year of high school. I'm mainly into environmental activism as well as spreading environmental awareness at a rural level and ensuring that due to our actions, the people in the rural areas who don't have much knowledge about, the
My
happenings
name
in
is
the world, they
Alejandro.
don't get
I'm from
impacted
Mexico
really
City.
badly.
Currently, I'm working as the Special Events Coordinator of Plastic Oceans Mexico, and
Okay,
with
so
Pop Ocean
basically,
organizing different really cool events. And
mine's
a
more
book I
about
would
my
recommend
project's more
is
about
Learning Habitular. I just finished
promoting
reading it, so it's
environmental
it's really
awareness
good.
and
I really
equity in the
recommend
rural
it.
areas
And a
by
movie,
making the
there's a
change
documentary
at all
called
level. So
Pelagic
because of the
Life.
pandemic,
That's
a
about
lot of
sharks
people
in
like in the
Mexico, and
rural
it's
areas,
the
if we
the
ask them right
films
now to
are
change
so
their
pretty. You can watch
practices or
them.
methods, it's just going to make it harder for them because they are currently struggling to earn wages. So by making changes where you can and amongst people who can, I think that's the way to go. So basically over here, one of the topics which I'm most passionate about is fast fashion because I feel like that's the main culprit and we don't talk about it much. So sorry. Yeah, so over here is like basically a life cycle of a dress, right? So it's produced and then we wear it, we take a few pictures, put it here and there, and then we don't. Then after a while we discard it, right? And eventually it finds its way in the rivers and landfills and back to the rural areas through runoff or through the rivers. And if you see over here, eventually the negative impact is is on the health of the individuals in the rural areas. And according to me, and I saw a study from I'm not sure, I think it was Leeds University. They also said that because a lot of people in rural areas they see so much garbage and so much waste in the rivers from the urban areas. For them, that's the standard of normal. So whatever, like however much they litter, it's still not half as bad as what they see, right? And that I feel like that's one of the main reasons why people, even if they know that we have to keep our water clean and stuff, people don't. So my idea is to right now, especially during coronavirus, my way to go about this is through social media because, speaking from like a teenager's point of view, it's the medium of mass communication right now, and whatever you see on social media, it kind of sticks with you, even if it's just a headline. So basically, this is my like these are the steps which I think we could take. And it's going to be like a two-pronged approach. So number one will be mainly in urban areas during quarantine through social media, right? So you set up account or you set up like accounts on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok if you want to, and you basically address one topic a week, right? So if the first week we're addressing fast fashion, so you can put out posts which gives you the link between your actions and how it's impacting the rural areas. Then you could teach because a lot of people are bored right now. You could teach people how to upcycle clothes, right? So if I'm bored at home right now and I find a video where you can turn shirt into a dress, then I'll just be like, oh, you know what? I have nothing better to do. Let me just try that right now. So, like through tutorials like that and talks and videos by influencers, if slowly we can address some of the major parts which makes up a teenager's life right now, which is sports, music, clothing, fashion, whatever teenager might be interested in. If we can point out what some changes they can take in these areas, then that could lead to a lot of that could make a big difference. So that would be the plan for the urban areas. And now for the rural areas, so ideally it would be it's a bit of a long shot, but if it could go to like even 5 different countries in the world, and if you could have a representative from each country, and they could have the urban bit would be the same for everyone, but the rural one, they can make it specific to their country. So what the issues which are in the rural areas in India may not be the issues in the rural areas in Australia or in US, right? So ideally I feel like that's where pop comes in. So that network, especially amongst teenagers, because right now I feel like teenagers are the ones who are realizing that it's their future at stake and they're the ones who can make a difference. So I feel like that's like ideally it would be teenagers or young people. And this is basically like some ideas I have for after coronavirus. Like once we're allowed to step out of a house and once the situation's a bit better, and this is specific mainly to India. But if we could like go to rural areas and we could teach them how to make organic pesticides and share the practices to reduce pesticide and chemical discharge in water, then we could have a collection drive so clothes people don't wear around the city. So you could put them together, you could host a garage sale, you could give them, you could like donate them to a school or to an orphanage. And one which I'm really like, which I feel would be a really good way to promote sustainable, cheap and sustainable fashion would be to create a platform for something known as karigars. Basically, they're artisans at a rural level. So we could create an online platform for them to sell their products online, promote the local handloom industry. This would really help them because obviously coronavirus has taken a hit on all of our on all households' incomes. So yeah, basically. Okay, so over the last few days, I modified my project a bit, and it's pretty ideal for like a post-COVID world. But it's more about so like some of the challenges which I'm facing. Number one is how to carry it out during COVID because we don't know when this is gonna end. So I think we've got to flex around that. And secondly, it's about finding funding for like the for initially like teaching the people, and it's about like resources such as like needles and sewing machines and stuff. And then other like I got like a new idea, like I modified it. So one of the other challenges in that was that collection of like cloth materials and clothes because during the pandemic, people like it's not ideal to go around and collect other people's clothes and cloth material. So I'm just thinking about that. So yeah, that's like main main challenge, I guess. I only spoke to Harry out of this because, I mean, I feel like because I work in the space of social media, and right now I feel like activism can only be done through social media. But for my project, I didn't really reach out to anyone. I was kind of figuring it out on my own because it was a bit scattered last time. But yeah, that's what happened. But I have like I texted Drishya ma'am a few days ago. There's something I want to like send her a proposal about like my project a refined version. So I guess I'm gonna stay in contact with her over the next 2 3 days and figure out how to like take that forward. Basically, yeah. Perfect.